welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host, Andre C, and right over here is my co-host, Melball. Melball, how you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. We have just started off the week here. We are coming to the end of these tournaments now. For NJPW, man, it has been a roller coaster. Some shows have been better than others, some matches other than others, We'll get into the
Yeah.
torture later. How are you doing today, Andre?
I'm very tired, but I am doing very well.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we have some amazing tag wrestling we're going to talk about today. Andre, you were just telling me you just finished the Super Juniors this morning. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I watched the last two of the Super Juniors matches on 1.5 speed, and then I watched the first two of the World Tag League show from Sunday at 1.5 speed. Then I watched the final two matches on that show at regular speed, and I got it all done in like an hour and a half. It was actually pretty impressive, in my opinion.
Dang your shoot job for getting in the way of your watching professional wrestling.
Shoot job. It just makes wrestling hard. But we are going to get into it. We are here talking about World Tag League and Super Junior Tag League from December 7th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And we'll be back in a couple days to talk all about the finals, where we're going to see two teams from each tournament facing off to see who goes to Wrestle Kingdom, baby.
Let's get into it, man, because there was so many matches and so many nights that we got to go through. Look at these glorious dudes in front of us here, and we saw a lot more of some of them than maybe we could have or should have.
Yeah.
Think you know what we're talking about. Let's get into it, man.
So we started off with on December 7th show, night 8 of the Super Junior Tag League. We have Kevin Knight and Kushida, then Knights of Time, as I have dubbed them, versus Catch 22, Francesco, Akira, and TJP. I thought absolutely phenomenal opener. I think this is probably the first time Catch 22 hasn't been in the main event this entire Super Junior tournament. I think maybe they might have had one other match not in the main event, but they've been in the main event almost every night. But
right, yeah.
putting them, and again, Kevin Knight and Kushida have been the opener of the tag league matches, the Super Junior tag matches every show. So moving them in here actually was not a bad thing. Great. All these teams, Kevin Knight has been impressing me overall over and over again. I've like this guy has a career going for it. He's going to be huge for New Japan. Catch 22, everybody knows my love for this team. Absolutely phenomenal. In the end, Catch 22 got the sandwich knees tonight, and that gets them the win. Big win here for the champions, putting themselves in a really strong position going into the final night.
100%. You're absolutely right. This was a great match. You're absolutely right about Knight also. Huge talent this guy's had. When we first started seeing him kind of coming in on strong, I was kind of interested. I'm always interested to see how the Lions kind of grow and kind of evolve. Very impressed with how his athleticism has just evolved. We've been praising the heck out of his why am I losing it? The missile drop kick. We've been praising the heck out of him for being able to land on the shoulders with his thighs, not just the feet, from the standing position. Though I want to say, I really enjoyed TJP's tarantula in this one. It didn't look like the normal tarantula that I'm used to seeing. You know that other guy does
Tajiri.
that blah 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 guy.
Tajiri.
It didn't. It looked the opposite. It looked really cool. Nice little spin on it. I almost thought it looked a little crisp. Um, the drop kick to Akira from Knight off of TJP's shoulders was just perfect. Again, praising the heck out of this guy's drop kick. There was a crazy DDT from Knight also on Akira while TJP was tied up with Kushida. I honestly thought that might actually be the end of the match when he hit that, just because Akira sold that so well. I thought he it was done, man. The I have here TJP smart to fall into the pin. I think there was a point where
Kushida had him in
Knight,
had it in with Kanemaru,
yeah,
and Knight was pinning Akira, so TJP just kind of threw himself backwards onto the
yeah, to break up the pin.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very smart wrestling from there. At the end, I think it was TJP pinning Knight. I thought this was a great match, and like you said, a difference from the usual main eventing of the United Empire. Though I felt this was a fantastic way to open up the show, as per usual. But we've been saying that a lot with Knight and Kushida throughout this entire tournament.
I'll say this: there was a spot in here where
Mm-hmm.
Akira kind of hung Kevin Knight up on the ropes. I think, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He hit him like, and then he hits. Was this or no? That was the Nether Knight. Sorry, I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of. Sorry, I'm thinking of the other match. I got confused. I apologize. This
We've
is
been
from
watching so
Night.
much, they start to blend.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, there it's there's a lot of it's the way they kind of move everything together. It's the same spots, but they evolve. They put them together so well. It's always like a beautiful looking way they do it, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
100%. 100%.
yes. So we move on to the next match of the evening. It is Clark Connors and Ryusuke Taguchi, the Wild Hips, taking on Yo Leo, as I like to call them, the Russian Yo. More beer as usual. These boys like their beer at the start of every match. They offered it to Leo and Yo, but Leo was like, "No, not right now, Yo. We gotta wrestle a match." So it's a little bit of a different change in there. Some fun spots. Clark getting trapped upside down, butt out, and then they do the rolling thing, and Leo gives them the headbutt to the ass. I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was actually quite funny. There was a spot where Clark ended up hitting like a pounce, like the running shoulder top of that running one where you just smash it in the guy. Sends Leo who ends up hitting Yo. And then Taguchi's tied up in a modified paradise lock. It's not quite because he had the arm under the other side of the leg. It wasn't both on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up hitting Yo, and Yo ended up falling into Taguchi. And it was tied up in the ropes, and it released Taguchi. I thought it was a great way to get Taguchi out of the modified paradise lock. It's not the exact paradise lock, because the paradise lock is like the arms are crossed on the inside of the legs. Mm-hmm. This one, he had one arm crossed the inside, and he had the other arm crossed on the the outside of the leg. I like that there was just a subtle difference there from way Sonata does it. I like that they did that in that one. But yeah, it was actually really funny to see how they broke it up, and it wasn't like drop kick to the ass or anything like that. It was like literally Yo falling on Taguchi to break him out. I thought actually a really funny spot.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was watching. There's one spot there they did the people's butt drop thing, and Kevin Kelly watching
bottom.
Yeah, I watched the Kevin Kelly calling version, and he called the people's ass bow.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I may have to go back and watch that show now in English commentary, because I watched this one in Japanese. Well, oh, that's funny. I felt focus, Melissa. Come on, bring it in. I felt that Taguchi wrestled straight up amazing after his release from the Paradise Lock. I felt this was a really fun match. I started calling Connors and Taguchi a B&B, because they got beer and butts, and that's about it. The match, though, overall, I had a really fun time with it. I felt all four of these guys put on a really, really great show. Leo tricking Taguchi with the beer was at one point I thought was really good, leading him.
Yeah, it was a taco spot. It was kind of like the taco spot. That's what it reminisced to me.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. Then Yo making Taguchi drink the beer.
Pours it down the throat of him, and then they hit him with the 3K to get the win. I thought actually it was a really good spot, but I'm like, again, this is just a personal feeling of mine. I don't think you should be trying to pour a beer down somebody's throat. I get it. Like in the 90s, Austin did that a lot, like pouring beer into people's mouths when they were on the ground and stuff. I just don't. That's a personal feeling of mine. They shouldn't be pouring a beer down somebody's throat unless they're like, it's you and the other guy going, at each other. It
was forceful. It wasn't fun. It was a forceful thing, and that's what I was kind of going to lead into here. Is that like I'm officially over Lio Rush and his addition into chaos and its face faction. The things that he was doing after this match, Connors, it's not face. You're in a face. I've said this before. I'm not going to go off on it again.
He's never been a face.
It doesn't matter. You joined the faciest face faction of this company. They brought you on. You're Jay Whiting them right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to bring up. I don't feel it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not digging it. I'm on to him. I'm not digging it. I don't like what it's doing. I like that that Yo now has a bit more of a personality. But I don't like how he's using it. He's acting like that little child who follows the real ruffian child and kind of goes, haha, I shoved this kid. Now you go shove him. Haha, okay, let's shove him. Haha. They're trying to make it silly, but I'm not buying it. I'm over it. I don't feel that it's a fit for Chaos anymore. This is the second team also that they've picked fights with within their own faction, the other one being Flying Tigers. So
they're not within the same faction.
No.
Connors and Taguchi are in main unit. They're not within Chaos.
Hantai and Chaos have joined forces since the Bullet Club
technically they're still separate. They are still recognized as two separate units though. They are aligned.
I'm aware of that. I'm not disputing that they are one massive conglomerate. I'm saying for the good of the company, the two good factions are working together. This is why you see Okada and Tanahashi working together. This is why you see Makabe and Hamna working together with other Chaos people. So, follow suit, little man, or go join the House of Torture. It seems like they need somebody who can actually win something anyway.
No, I'm the complete opposite. I want Lio Rush to change the entirety of the Chaos faction and give them all a little more edge. They're too babyface in my opinion, but give them all some more edge and let's go. I'm down for more Lio Rush's influence in the entirety of Chaos.
You have to introduce a new faciest face faction to replace the lost
that's
Hantai
face
faction because balance, Andre.
That's Hantai right there. Hantai. There you go. You already got it. There you go. So.
You cannot honestly tell me that Makabe and Hamna are the future of the faces of this company, sir.
Oh, Tamatonga.
No. We're going to keep on here, though, and we're going to move on to the torture.
Yeah, it's Douki and Yoshinobu Kanemaru from Zugan taking on Dick Togo and Show from House of Torture. There's a weird spot where they're actually on the outside. They're fighting, and they're Douki, before his Douki hit the Daybreaker, I remember the name, or goes for the Daybreaker, but Sho takes him up onto the stage and then fights him on the stage and then just boots him off the stage. And then they're fighting their way back, and then Sho ends up getting the ring, or Togo gets in the ring because it was Togo and Douki or Kanemaru who were the legal men. They got back were heading back to the ring, and this is where Sho rang the bell at 14 seconds. But everybody was just like, "You're an idiot." Even Kelly was like, "What the hell is he doing that?" But yeah, there's a spot where Marty the ref. I almost said Marty Jannetty.
So much wrong on that one. We're gonna go on.
Marty Asami. He needs to learn that if you see someone pinning someone, you count. You don't make your own decision. If somebody's pinning someone, I don't care if they're foot on the chest or what, you count them. Marty is not good at his job. Marty needs training. Marty sucks. That is exactly what I wrote.
I mean, once the stuff on the outside has kind of happened,
they're back within the confines of the ring, and if he's pinning them, that's a legal pin. Doesn't matter what led up to it. If he is pinning him within the confines of the ring, Marty Asami needs to count the 3. Simple as that.
Let's decide that.
And at the end of the match, Togo goes for a swig of whiskey, but Douki ends up like doing that up chop to the throat, and like Togo spits out all the whiskey, and Douki gets the Douki chokey and gets submission victory on Dick Togo.
I'm glad you actually wrote that down because I barely had anything on this because I was just like House of Torture.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
It wasn't the worst match I've seen in the world. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
It wasn't. I think it was appropriately placed also in the night for everything for emotions and stuff like this. I felt that this match was very, very good. And the added kind of elements on the outside, the stage work, that was kind of the first time we kind of saw someone kind of go off the stage. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it was kind of a nice little way to kind of mess around because I believe both of these guys, if not just House of Torture, are already eliminated at this point.
Oh yeah, both these teams are long passed out. Yeah, I don't have that written down until the last night. I didn't really talk about. Yeah. Sorry to say, but yeah, I didn't have the read. But yeah, they're eliminated. So yeah, both these teams, anyways, doesn't matter how well they do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we move on to the semi-main event of the evening. It is a team of Flying Tiger, Robbie Eagles, Tiger Max, who are eliminated, taking on Teton and Bushi, who are still very much in this. Both these teams, like it's just so much flying from this team. And weirdly, Tiger Mask is the one that does the least amount of flooring of them all. But yeah, honestly, like the running back elbow by Bushi, and then the drop kick. There was a running back elbow to Bushi, and then a drop kick to Teton combo by Robbie, because he did it at the same time. Like it wasn't maybe a back elbow, but it was like a running elbow, and he drop kicks Teton right at the same time. I was very impressed by that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Tiger coming off with a beautiful high cross off the top of the Bushi. Just gotta love it. Guy at his age still doing the dives he does. It's insanely impressive. But yeah, they get the end of the match. I feel really bad because Teton hit this a Death Valley driver for 2, and then he puts Teton I can't remember who they pinned. I can't remember who they pinned, but they put him in the corner. I think they put Tiger in the corner, and he ran through, did his elbow through the ropes as he slides through. And then Bushi hits the MX, and Teton goes for his springboard for the stomp, and he slips and falls. I felt so bad. I was just like, oh. And then you see him go back out, and he goes and does this another stomp off, and just hits a double stomp. Mm-hmm. But dude, I felt so bad, and I actually now know what the name of that move is because of Kevin Kelly. The Angel Immortal, or Angel Immortal, if you don't want to say it with a Spanish accent. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I told you that a few shows ago.
I don't remember. I only remember what Kevin Kelly tells me. Come on.
Well, fine then.
But honestly, great match.
Your bestie is. Jeez.
Yeah, Chris Charlton.
No, you're absolutely right. This was a fun match for these 4 guys, and you're absolutely right. I was very shocked that Tiger was flying the least in this. But I have so much fun when Robbie Eagles gets into that ring because he's just so excited, getting the crowd going before the match even gets going. Such a fun ride. This was a fun one for me, though, just because Teton did pick up the win, and I'm playing the NJPW collections game, and that got me a special Teton card, so I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, otherwise, I don't have a whole lot to say on this. I just enjoyed the ride of this match. I didn't take a whole lot of notes on this one.
No, absolutely phenomenal match from both these teams. They killed it. Like, simple, they killed it. Yeah. So we move on to the main event of the evening. It is the Sauce Hearts taking on the Bullet Club. Absolutely phenomenal event. Best thing, Ace Austin, when he comes out with the entrance, he goes back and he comes out holding Alex Zayne's socks that he stole at the Best of the Super Juniors on that last night.
About that.
Dude, when he did that, I'm like, oh yes, let's do that. It was, but there's actually used the socks in a spot where Ace actually choked Lindaman with the stolen socks of Alex Zayne. I was just like, oh, he's using those. He probably hasn't washed those. Since he pulled them off his feet. But yeah, and this This is the second match where I went off. I wrote shit about the ref again. Red Shoes shows he's a competent when he started dancing with Chris Bay. You're a referee. You shouldn't be dancing with the people in the ring when Bay's dancing around. You shouldn't be dancing with him. So retrain Red Shoes. And I want to meet Blue Shoes if there's a Blue Shoes up there.
Blue Shoes? What?
Yeah, it just got you. Blue Shoes has got to be better than Red Shoes. It just has to be.
I mean, Prince Sato's shoes are like silver with blue accenting. That could be close enough.
Still not Blue Shoes, but yeah, like absolutely, like this is crazy shit. Bay hit like Topic on Helos to Zayne on the floor, and then right after Ace Austin hits a Fosbury flop to him. Like it just an insanity. Zayne getting the Rana off the back of Bay where he goes like he flips off of Bay, grab Rana's Ace Austin off, then hits that release German. Oh, so good. And then follows it right up with a Baja Blast to Ace Austin. Like, dude, it's all these guys are so good. And then Lindaman like tossing people around with those judo throws. It's just like the dude's like so tiny, but dude, I'm pretty sure he could beat the shit out of anybody on this roster. A dude's got crazy strength, man. And then in the end, Lindaman gets kicked in the head, but Bay misses the ultimate of finesse, and the Sauce Hearts hit the bridging German and jackknife pin and get the win. And after the match, Alex Zayne got his socks back. So that's the big line here. Alex Zayne got his socks back.
For as little as he had them, because he ended up throwing them to the crowd. But I digress. I actually had completely forgotten about the socks, and as I mentioned earlier, I didn't watch this during their English commentary. I watched it with the Japanese. So he comes out with the socks, and I'm like, what is the significance of this? I spent half of the match a little confused as to what was going on, and then the light.
Why are there socks?
Came on. Yeah, I was like, oh wait, yeah, he stole his socks. And then I'm wondering, is that why when Alex Zayne was at ringside, he didn't have any socks?
It might be. I don't know.
How rude.
But getting to the point, so we look at the points after night 8. This is a crazy logjam at the top. You have 5 teams still in contention. Certain teams need other teams to lose and win to get themselves to the finals, but there's 5 teams: Chris Bay and Ace Austin, Francesco, Akira, TJP, L. Lindaman and Alex Zayne, Teton and Bushi, and Yo Leo. They're all in it with 12 points. This is anybody's game at this point. You could see the champions going to the finals and possibly winning it, going in and winning the right to choose their challenger. That'd be kind of insane, in my opinion, but you never know. And then outside, you got Wild Hips and Douki and Yoshinobu Kanemaru with 6 points. You have Flying Tiger, Robbie Eagles, Tiger Mask, and then you have Kevin Knight and Kushida. You have Flying Tiger with 4, Kevin Knight and Kushida with 2, Nick Togo and Show with 2. So, and I bring that back up, and we move on to the December 9th show. Yes, that's right. It's December 9th. Yeah. And it starts off with it's this World Tag League. So we get that. So before we hop into this one, this is again the night Aaron Hara and Gritter Khan do get their forfeit win from Chase Owens and Balak Fale, which was supposed to happen on this one. So even with this forfeit points, Okan and Hinari cannot point in properly, so they are officially eliminated as of this night. So right here we have Bishamon taking on the LA Dojo Boys. Man, great way to start a show. I had so much fun with this, and like Coughlin using his power with Goto was very impressive because Goto is not a small man; he is a big man, and getting to see him use power, it was absolutely phenomenal. Goto hip tossing Yoshi onto Kid, and then they do the war drums to the back of Coughlin, and I just and again I'm watching this with Kevin Kelly commentary, so he's calling it the war drum, so that's what I'm calling that beat to the back thing now.
Okay.
Oh, I hate it so much. But then
Is it really the war drum though?
Yeah, I know, but he called the word. But then just afterwards, the Dojo Boys end up getting what I'm calling the wishbone to the legs of Yoshi-Hashi, where they like pull it apart, and it's just like all I can think was somebody breaking a wishbone every time somebody does that move. Coughlin getting a very great Death Valley driver onto Goto, just smashing him in. Dojo, so they missed the power bomb of Alex Coughlin powerbombing Kid onto Yoshi-Hashi. He's rolled out of the way, and then Goto gets the Yoshi on Coughlin there. So Yoshi gets a super kick, and then they do onto Kid, and they do the super kick Ushi-Giroshi combo, and then Yoshi just ran over, knocking Coughlin off the apron because he climbed back up, and then they hit Kid with Shoto, and Yoshi-Hashi gets the pin and the win. Bishamon keeping themselves in very great position, and Gabriel, Kid, and Coughlin have been officially eliminated for a while. I think we talked about it on the last show. I showed the elimination. They've been out for a while. So,
so yeah, I have to agree with a lot of what you said here. This was a really, really good way to start off this show. Something I wanted to note with Yoshi-Hashi is I feel like his overall improvement that I've noticed over the last little bit is his in-ring presence. His ability to play to the crowd, to be emotional, to show some more emotion than just screaming. What I felt like he was kind of just doing before. I feel like it's just been such a huge improvement for him. It's something I've been very, very pleased to see. And I really just wish he would get that gear figured out at the beginning there, man. Still very oversized. Very, very cute, though. I do love the shorts, the change of gear to almost match Goto a little bit more. Another thing I noted is just Goto seems to be that perfect size of a wrestler in stature and bulk, and then for the speed, flexibility, everything that he can do. Just such a favorite of mine. I feel like he's got some good years left in him. I also noted there was a moonsault from a Kid on Yoshi-Hashi. It looked really, really good, really hard, really rough, very effective. Very good moonsault. Coughlin's reaction to Matt. Do you remember when he picks up Kid and he's trying to slam him down and he completely missed him the first time?
No. That's not this show. That's not this one.
Missing with the slam with Kid.
Yeah, he power bombed him, but that's when Yoshi just rolled out of the way.
Yeah, and he missed him. Coughlin's reaction afterward.
I thought you were talking about the one. Oh, okay, I was thinking about the one from the next.
Yeah, I'm sure I noticed that too. No, this one says my reaction to him missing the slam was funny because he slams him down, realizes he's missed him, and just no.
Oh yeah,
it was the most randomly over dramatic thing I'd seen him do, especially being the android.
That was probably the most like emotion we've gotten out of him, other than when they won. Other than the win, that's probably the most emotion.
Android-esque robotic character, to see that emotion explode out of him, I was like, hey, he's human again. Kind of works. But yeah. Otherwise, I felt this was a great match.
Yeah, me too. So we move on to what I thought was a shit match of the evening. Even Tanahashi, the ace of the company, couldn't save it, in my opinion. Like, dude, this was absolutely brutal. Even Yano's comedy couldn't save it for me, man. This sucked. Evil and Yujiro mathematically eliminated. Bebop has to win this match to stay within contention of getting even second place. And this was just Yujiro and Evil getting a lot on Bebop. And then, like, I don't even have much to say about this one other than we get towards the end. As usual, Sho and Togo get involved with it all. Yujiro ends up distracting the ref. Evil gets a low blow, and then Sho hits Tanahashi with the wrench, and Evil hits the Everything is Evil and pins Tanahashi. Of the two, Evil pins Tanahashi. That's where it bothers me more than anything. Is it should have been on Yano. He's your ace. He is like I think Okada is truly the ace of this company now. But like Tana's still your like ultimate legend, active legend in this company. Evil should not be pinning him in this tag match, even with the shenanigans. It should have been all that stuff should have been to Yano, just in my personal opinion. But if you want to say, oh, it makes more of an impactful statement, it just makes me annoyed more about Evil doing his stupid ass shit. And Tana shouldn't be getting pinned off the stupid ass shit. Yano, and again, I love Yano. Yano is a joke of a wrestler, but not in a, like, I don't mean that in a mean way, but he is a comedy joking character. He can take a pin like this off of these stupid ass shenanigans, and it doesn't hurt him even the slightest. But like seeing Tana get pinned off of shit like that, it just makes you go, ugh.
100%. Yeah, I only had 2 notes for this. The first was I had hope. I should have known better. And then the last one was evil pinning Tana. That was how much I cared for what happened in this match. The level of shenanigans, there's like a line that you can walk, that you can stay on it, that will be entertaining still, but still be annoying. It's no longer on that side of the fence. It's on the side of the fence where it's just flat out annoying. It's not interesting. It's not engaging. It's having the opposite effect. They need to come up with something different to enable these guys to pull shenanigans while still being interesting to the crowd before the crowd just turns on them entirely. And
my opinion, they already have, and it's
100%,
just
yeah.
you heard it when it was a couple shows before, a few shows back when there was the crowd. The crowd were just audibly booing, but didn't feel like booing. Like they weren't even booing when they were doing anything. They were booing when they were just there, and that's they're not booing you for what you're doing. They're booing you for who you are, and that's what
they're booing you for your presence. You haven't even done anything. You're just there. That's not a good thing to have.
There's a difference between a crowd reacting to a guy like MJF and giving him heat for walking in the room, and then there's the heat that House of Torture gets for walking in the room, and that's just disdain. That's X-Pac heat. That's that X-Pac early 2000s heat that nobody just wanted to see him around, even though he's an absolutely phenomenal professional wrestler. He was just so overexposed, and people just were tired of him. That's what it is. It's the X-Pac. I'm just so tired of him. And this isn't to say anything. I'm happy the tag is over because now I can start skipping House of Torture matches again, which I was doing before. Because if I can avoid them, I avoid them. They're not against the team I want to see, I avoid them, man. I'm done with this team, man. I really am.
Let's be done with this match.
Yeah. So we move on to the match that I had the biggest issue with, and not because I love both these teams. Aussie Open and the United Empire have been absolutely phenomenal, but Team DK is one of my all-time favorite tag teams, and dude, it just ripping my heart apart having to watch this match, and I'm just like, oh my god. Every time one team hit something, I was like, yeah, and then the other team would hit something, and I'm like, yeah, and it was just, oh god, I love professional wrestling so much. I love it. This is why I watch professional wrestling. Both these teams are in contention. If Aussie Open gets the win here, they automatically go to the finals no matter what any other team does on the final night. It doesn't matter. They would have 16 points. They are mathematically ahead. Nobody would be able to catch them. It would be just a simple no matter what. TMDK needs this win. They don't get mathematically eliminated with a loss, but they would be at 10 points and would be trailing a couple teams. It would have to have a lot of other people lose matches for them to get in, and it would be a lot of math stuff here. So this is ever the first. Kevin Kelly said this is the first time ever of a tag team encounter between TMDK and Aussie Open, and this version of TMDK and Aussie Open, which is kind of insane because TMDK is like they're the Australian team from years and years and years ago. But if you look at Aussie Open, they didn't form their team until they were in England. Mm-hmm. So even then, there's no ever possible way. And Fletcher's only 22. These guys were in WWE long before he even started as a professional wrestler. So it's very impressive to see. And the fact how well these guys work together without ever, I think Haste has worked with these guys with that Badu Tito and Jonah over on Strong. Oh, but he's never worked like him and Nicholls, the team from Australia together, have never faced off with Aussie Open, the other team from Australia, which is it's a surprising weird thing that I actually was when Kevin Kelly said that I was like, oh, holy wow. But this entire match, just man, all these guys, just everything they do, I'm absolutely blown away by this match. Just Kyle Fletcher, man. this kid is absolutely phenomenal. He's 22 or 23 years old. Like, everything he does in this ring is insanity. Like, his brain buster is so good. Fletcher, get it? Like, Nicholls was going for a suplex in this match, and then Fletcher reversed it and it dropped him into a brain buster. Looks so good. And just everything that both these teams are doing. Team Decay hitting that Tower of Doom onto Fletcher, and when Nicholls powerbomb Haste just like the way he sells it, he looks like he's dying, but then Nicholls literally put Haste on top for the pin. And I love this, man. This match was so good. In the end, TNDK getting the tank buster, which for American audience will know as the Midnight Hour from the New Day. And they pin Fletcher for the win, which puts Team Decay at 12, keeps Aussie Open at 14 points, and their point total will not change on the final night because they already have their 2 points, which this match on the final night would have been their Chase Owens and Balak Fale match.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this match was fun. I enjoyed this match. I don't want to add too much to you because this was your favorite match. So there's not a lot I can add on here except for I'm gonna say Nicholls, deceptively strong. He looks smaller than Haste, but really almost comes off as the powerhouse of the group, and I love it. I'm living for it.
I think Haste is slightly taller, but Nicholls is built a little more than Haste is.
They're definitely built a lot differently, those two. They're built distinctly different, but yeah, they work very, very well together. Davis also super, super powerful. The Fletch, the tope that Fletcher did to Nicholls just launched the two of them up that ramp. It was absolutely incredible. They got a really great camera angle on that one too. You guys got to definitely check that out. Really, really liked that superplex bomb that Haste and Nicholls ended up
doing. The Tower of Doom spot. Yeah.
You said that was I'm sorry, Power of Doom. Yeah, it's, My Hemi is what the first thing that came into my head was. Oh, that's My Hemi thing.
You're right. It is My Hemi uses that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Mike is usually getting the power bomb. Poor girl.
And Haste, and every time I've seen TMK do it, Haste takes the power bomb.
yeah. There you go. But yeah, this was a great match. Fantastic match.
Yeah, and we move on to the main event, which I'm pretty sure was Mel's match of the night for tonight because I know how much he's in love with LIJ. And I don't like this. If it wasn't for how much I love the two teams before this would have been my match of the night because Lance Archer is the absolute best character in professional wrestling. I don't care who you are. Everything he does, I'm going to leave Mel to talk about it. But
it was hilarious. Dude. He's a man after my own heart after this.
So before we get into the match, I'm just going to put in Archer and Suzuki are mathematically eliminated. LIJ wants the win so they can put themselves at 12 points to give themselves in a really strong position. Team Decay is already there. Bishamon's already there. They want to be there. So yeah, just heads up before Mel gets in that. Mel, I know you love this match. Take it away. Give me your notes.
Best part of this match, besides Archer obviously trying to be intimidating to the Japanese commentary at this point, is now that he has expanded his intimidations past Milano to the children. The children are now the victims, and I absolutely love it. There was two children in particular he targeted in the audience. They probably knows them in some way, shape, or form. But regardless, this was a hilarious spot. He's getting in there. He's yelling. The kids are screaming. They're grabbing their mother. The one kid is just like trying to like grab his mother's jacket and just.
The best part is the mom though. The mom is just like holding her phone out.
And Kevin Kelly, I had English commentary at this point. Kevin Kelly, Archer out there scaring the children, and that mom with her phone out. Put your phone down. Protect your children.
So good.
I had to send out a tweet about that because I was just enjoying every moment of this.
Oh, it was so
and
good.
this was before the match had really even started.
That was maybe like 4 or 5 minutes in. Yeah.
Oh, it was phenomenal. Though getting into the serious part of this match, Minoru Suzuki, man, we just got to shout out this man. He's in his 50s now, mid-50s. He's what, 54, 55 now? This man takes barricade bumps harder than any other person I've ever seen in my life. Taking some of the roughest in this one. Naito and Archer are really having some fun. Also, going back to the children. Because F the children.
54,
Scaring
you're
the
right,
children
yeah.
with Naito. And like the children are just saying, no, Naito, no. It was just chaos, beautiful, beautiful chaos.
I didn't see any chaos members in this.
It warmed my heart to see because now not only are the crowds allowed to cheer again and clap again, and you know they're obviously able to be in a little bit more of capacity, so closer quarters and stuff like this. But now they're starting to be able to high five them again. They're being okay with them hugging them. They're being okay with them traumatizing them. I mean, like, as Kevin Kelly said, the child's going to need therapy. It wasn't Minoru Suzuki, though. So is it? Maybe not. Although maybe having some nightmares with a murder mohawk coming towards you laughing maniacally might be a little terrifying.
Oh,
I don't know. I find Archer to be pretty handsome.
Dude, but he's coming at you screaming. That might scar you if you're that young, though. Yeah.
We're not going to go into the details that just popped into Melball's head. At the end of this match, Naito mercifully catching a Destino on Minoru Suzuki, pinning the murder grandpa, securing those 2 points for them. Andre, how do you feel about this one?
I absolutely love this. I gotta give a big shout out to Kevin Kelly in this because it was really early. Lance Archer hit that like Clark Connors hit that pounce but when Archer hits it, he sends people flying, and he made the note. He said he was like, "And Archer with the pounce, shout out to his good friend Monty Brown." When he brought up Monty Brown from Archer's TNA days, and those two were fighting back then, I absolutely just marked. I'm like, dude, he brought out Monty Brown. I loved it. Or if for all you WWE fans, Marcus Corvon. But dude, I just the fact that he brought that up to me was like, oh, this dude's history in his head is absolutely phenomenal. Again, I have another shot. Red Shoes just won't do his job. When Suzuki literally it's just, and Suzuki's not even trying, he's just doing a foot on the chest pin, and Red Shoes won't do the pin. It's like, dude, you're within the ring, they're not in the ropes, count the fucking pin. I don't care. Red Shoes needs to retrain. We want Blue Shoes.
Kenta Sato is Blue Shoes.
No, I want a person who has like Stark blue shoes, like the Stark red shoes. But yeah,
what's that new kid's name?
Yeah, if he wants to put blue shoes on, I'm down. But Suzuki, the one other spot I want to talk about is when he's arm barring Naito up, but he's hanging off the apron and he's hooking his feet onto the ropes while pulling that arm bar. Like, I love the difference in that arm bar. And he never went back to do the over the rope arm bar after that. He did that, but he did it up through the apron. Like, and he was bending the elbow, but like right here on the elbow, where it was like right where your flexing point. He had that right on the ring apron, and he was like pushing down, and it looked like incredibly painful. I really liked that. It was very good, man. Very, very good. But yeah, in the end, LIJ getting the win, like, dude, like, absolutely phenomenal. Like, all these guys are doing great, great things, and I am loving everything to do with it.
Yeah,
and I'm going to pull up. Come on, screen. There we go. I'm going to pull up the point total just to give you a quick update. So guess you can't see Gabriel Kidd's points, can you? That's better. All right, that's better. Aussie Open. So you have 4 people still in contention for this. Aussie Open has a bit of a buffer that if and I will get into them as the show goes on. I think it's as long as if TMDK wins and Sonata and Naito win, Aussie Open's out. But if Bishamon and LIJ win, it would end up in a 3-way tie. Yeah. Or was it, maybe it was, no, I can't remember. There's a combination there that if so this could, like, this final can actually go in a weird amount of ways. Like, honestly, it really can. So, again, you have all the teams on the outside, Bebop, and just, but yeah, it's all down to these 4 teams. It really is. So, yeah. So we move on to December 10th. We have the team. Oh, I have the wrong points. Just, give me a second. I got to bring up the right screen. There it is. I got my right screen up. I've actually got my notes again. So it's the team of the Knights of Time, Kevin Knight and Kushida, taking on Flying Tiger, Robbie Eagles, Tiger Mask. Both these teams are out. This is the final, and this is the night 9, the night that puts everybody into the finals. I'll say this. I noticed this. Tiger Mask likes to tan. Because when he was putting a hold on Kevin Knight, this is when I noticed it most. He had a headlock on Kevin Knight. And I was like, dude, they have the skin color. And I've seen I've seen Tiger, like, this guy before. He is not this dark naturally. I was like, holy crap, dude. You tan a lot, man.
I mean, look at the time that he comes from, though, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's just when you're tanned as dark as Kevin Knight, that's, I'm like, that's a little far. But I've seen it with other professional wrestlers. I've seen white guys go darker than Kevin Knight with their tanning. Danny Duggan.
Honey, my club days, yeah. I saw girls darker than Kevin Knight that were my skin color.
Yeah, so it was, dude, I gotta give a shout out to Kushida in this match, man. Like, just his cartwheel drop kicks, there was a great spot with a cartwheel drop kick by Kushida and then a running frog splash by Kevin Knight. Great little combo. But the flips that Kushida does, they're just impressive. Like the the handspring back elbows, the Pele kicks this guy does. They're all on point, man. They really are. But in the end, Kushida goes and gets the Kimura on Robbie, and Knight hits a pendulum DDT on Tiger Mask and gets the win. My note is, this is a great way to cap off the tournament, especially for Kevin Knight. He gets the win in his final match. It gives him their points. They're giving him 4 points. He got the final pin on essentially a junior legend. And like, that's huge for this guy. Like, capping it off with a win, that is a great, and he had even with a 2-7 record, Kevin Knight had such an amazing tournament.
I 100% agree. Yeah. The only thing I wanted to add, but real quick, that happened before this match is I did watch a couple of the undercard matches because I had a little extra time on my hands. This night was actually Hiromu's birthday. And the match before this was when Naito decided to put on Hiromu's leather jacket. And Hiromu got to put on Naito's ball cap that he comes out with. And he turned it sideways like a hooligan. And they got to have their fist pump send-off. So that was my little fun thing I wanted to share beforehand that happened. NJPW news flash. But for this match in particular, I also wanted to say before the match started, lovely to have the crowds chanting again. The Robbie, Robbie, Robbie chant was just...
Oi, oi, oi.
I love it. I love that he does it and that the crowd is so behind it. There was one point that I did want to point out that I really thought Kushida did a really good job. It was a really funny little spot where Robbie Eagles is doing his gunshot and Kushida just simply ducks it, like just Samoa Joe's it around, and he just the playoff was really sweet. It showed the camaraderie between the teams because Kushida is a part of that Hantai team, which is a part of what Tiger Mask is a part of, right? So it was nice to see the camaraderie and the niceness happening between the teams here. I felt this was a really fun match, and as you said, really, really great way to send off Knight with a win against a junior vet.
And he's going, and this isn't the last night he's going to be competing. He will be on the December 14th show. He will. It is in an 8-man tag on the night. We are going to preview that show. Don't get me wrong. The third from the main event looks like it's going to be Mel's favorite for the never open weight title. As I joke,
No.
I joke.
No.
I knew you would not be happy with me saying that. But so we move on to this match. Yeah.
I mean, I can take the lead talking on this because, like, it was the Magic Mike show, ladies. We saw more of Clark Connor's butt than we did mostly anything else, and you know, I'm not. That's a nice butt. I mean, if we want to get some lady viewers into NJPW, this is what you want to watch. But not actually for the wrestling though, because everything else about the wrestling in this was just horrible. The thing that House of Torture has been doing with us in this tournament is almost and I apologize about the terminology, but it's a cock tease. It's almost like they start the match like, hey, we're gonna have a little bit of a match here. It's gonna be great. We're gonna do good, and then the House of Torture shenanigans happen, and that's when the tease part of that happens. And it's like, yeah, we got you. We thought we were gonna do something good, but no, we just did this. You're gonna love this line, I think. So I'll go. It's my second note. I'll read my first one first. Connors and Show had a great start in the first part of this match. The face-off shots were great. Where Show very, very expressive with his face, but Clark Connors was giving it back to him just as much. Made it for a very, very fun kind of opening bit. The spear by Connors was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. We're used to seeing Show pull off those amazing spears. This time he got one handed to him, and it was just glorious. My second note, and this is the one I think you'll like. Taguchi on a hot tag coming in and throwing ass. That was my note. And that's what he was doing. Hip tosses everywhere, or hip throws, butt throws, whatever you want to call it. Just butts for everyone in everyone's faces. It was a good time.
The butt whips.
Yeah, the butt whips followed. Yes, yeah. Taguchi drunk is hilarious. He hulked up. He got his Popeye spinach. He got his Sapporo. Ducking Togo and taking him out. Uppercutting Show's balls. That was great. And then also uppercutting Evil's balls. It was just ball shots for everyone all around. It was glorious until it was no longer glorious, and the pants came down. And you know, ladies, I did say Magic Mike. I mean, we saw a lot of Clark Connor's ass. We also saw a lot of Taguchi's ass, so just please bear that in mind. Great camera work. I thought it was funny, again, using the rope as a censorship bar, and us needing it this time. The last time the boxers didn't come, the second pair didn't come all the way off. This time they did. And I think it was merciful that we maybe didn't watch Show mowing down on somebody's booty hole.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Seeing that.
So at the end we'll just get it. The Murder Machine Show managed to pin Taguchi after the drunken debacle. This was just chaos, Andre. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I just, there was some fun stuff in it, but it's just so much of this House Torture stuff. I'm done. I'm just done, and we still have to review one more House Torture match, and that's I think almost the worst one yet.
Yeah.
I'm just done with this team. I'm just done with this team, man. I just love Wild Hips, but man, Show and Togo just take the shows these things down for me, man. Yeah.
Ugh.
So we're gonna move on because I don't want to talk about house torture for a little bit. Dude, Sauce Hearts versus Douki and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Suzuki Gun is eliminated. Sauce Hearts, so their path to the final is they have to win, and they need to have Leo Rush and Yo lose. That is their path. They need Leo to lose, and they need to win. Absolutely phenomenal match. Like, geez, guys, all are so good. Again, everybody, you guys know my love for Zayne. I've been praising this man this entire tournament. I think he's absolutely the most entertaining, one of the most entertaining professional wrestlers out there right now. But man, Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Douki, man, they stepped their game up so much in this match. They were like on point, man. Dude, it's so good. I'll give it to Douki. Gets that he just huge DDTs he hits, man, are so good. And not even the Daybreaker one, just when he just gets those big ones, just lift and just driving a guy down, looks so good, man. And Kanemaru, like, he's for a junior, he's not one of the most fastest people out there, but his timing, his ring expertise, his experience just makes him so good. The only spot I think that went bad with him in this match was the one where Zayne tried to Rana him off the top, and Zayne's kind of falling, and Kanemaru almost just did a front flip off the top because Zayne's feet were already kind of away from him at the time. But yeah, Kanemaru reversing the Baja Blast. I said so far Teton was the only guy, and he did that front flip out. Kanemaru, as he got flipped forward, just started running. As his feet, when he could get his feet under him, he started running, and he just ran out of the Baja Blast. I found that absolutely phenomenal. Oh, dude, it was so good. Zayne with the beautiful super kick and a bridging German to Douki, getting a 2 on Douki, so good. But in the end, they get there was a gory special by Douki, I'm pretty sure it was. And Kanemaru hits the wheel, it was a gory special by Kanemaru. And Douki got the wheelbarrow into the Dragon Suplex for the win and eliminating the Sauce Hearts from being able to make it to the finals.
I don't have a ton to add to this, except for to just agree with you. My notes here, I had great match. Zayne, incredible talent, crazy unique style, taking down both Lindaman and Kanemaru. That's that crazy little thing where he just ended up throwing Douki down, coming around with a kick where he just spins around. Like, it's just so quick, so unique, so cool. Lindaman just so crazy strong. If you guys don't follow him on Instagram, do it.
I don't.
Highly recommend it. Well, maybe you might not enjoy it, but I sure do. But yeah, this was a fun match. I really, really enjoyed this match. I love Douki and Kanemaru. I would have liked to see Sauce Hearts win this one, but it is what it is. I felt it was a great, great match.
Yeah. So we move on to the next match of the evening. It is Leo, the team of Leo Rush and Yo, taking on Teton and Bushi from Los Angeles Japan. If Leo and Yo win, they automatically advance. LAJ, they need to win, as everybody does here, but they have to have either Bullet Club or Sauce Hearts lose, and Sauce Hearts have already lost, so they're past the final. They just need to win here to get in, because Sauce Hearts have already lost, so it doesn't matter if Bullet Club makes it in. It's just if Sauce Hearts and Bullet Club have both won, they would be in. They won. It's just the tiebreakers would have taken them out. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal match. I don't have a lot for this one. I watched this match on 1.5 times the speed because I was trying to catch up this morning at 6:30 in the morning before having to go to work at 10 a.m. So yeah, I still caught the big spots. Dude, the front flips by Teton when he's just like doing the flip overs and looks like he's landing on his forearms when he's doing the flips. Like he's like flipping over, but he's like, dude, it's just so good. Leo hitting a beautiful acai moonsault onto both of LIJ on the floor. The standing Spanish fly by Leo to Teton looked so good. Very, very good, man. All these guys. Yo ended up stopping the MX foot stomp at one point, and Leo gets a beautiful springboard stunner onto Bushi for 2. Dude, absolutely phenomenal match. And then in the end, Yo, as I think the Japanese announcer called it, when Yo hit it, was like Ushigoroshi, but it was like a suplex into an Ushigoroshi by Yo. And Leo comes off the top with the final hour frog splash. They get the win. Yo, Leo, they advance to the Super Junior Tag League Finals.
The only thing I want to add to this is you don't touch somebody's mask.
It's true.
All I want to say.
I'll say this.
Touch somebody's mask.
There was, for Teton, man, this is my least favorite mask of his the entire tournament. I really didn't care for the mask he had this tournament.
Mess with it.
I know, no, I'm not saying that, but you know how cool his mask have been every show. I found this one just a little underwhelming. One
every single time.
I just found this one slightly underwhelming.
I think it's because it was his his kind of regular kind of viper looking one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, but yeah.
It's just like the regular lucha mask with the viper kind of looking things on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's just, for me, looking at all his masks for this tournament, it was my least favorite so far. So.
And when I say playing with the mask, I meant Leo afterwards, sitting there making a mockery, putting it on.
I'm okay with it.
Don't touch
I'm good with it. I'm okay with it. He won. He had the right. He had the right to do that. He beat him.
We agree to disagree. No touchy. Match 5.
No touchy match 5. You don't want to go on this match?
No touchy match 5.
So we go on to the main event of the evening, and this match decides who will face Yo Leo in the finals. You have the team of Catch 2-2. You have TJP and Francesco Akira taking on the Bullet Club's Ace Austin, Chris Bay. Like the note before, Bullet Club needed to have either Sauce Hearts or Chaos lose. It's fine, Sauce Hearts are out, so this is just a winner gets in match. Dude, like, holy crap. And I watched this on 1.5 times the speed, but still, holy crap. Like, these guys, like, I'll say this for Bullet Club, the theatrics they do just to backrake a person are pretty damn funny. Like, Ace Austin roll through the ropes in, and then cartwheeling over, and then just doing, like, almost a Ric Flair strut, and then just the backrake. It's the charisma of these two, of Bay and Austin, that I love so much for these guys, man. I really do. Dude, beautiful tornado DDT by TJP to Ace Austin in this match. Just crushed him with it. I'm just trying to look up a couple more big spots that I really liked in this. This is a spot that I almost called in the other one, but it was just Akira ended up hanging Ace onto the ropes, and then comes back and does like a dive over top of Ace, who's like dangled on the ropes, like hips onto the top rope, dangling on both sides. Akira leaps over him onto Bay on the floor, and this is where TJP comes off the top and Mamba splashes Ace, who's on the ropes. Absolutely phenomenal. And then Catch the 2 hit their inverted DDT and stomp combo, but only got 2. Yeah, but dude, I love that spot. Him coming off the top of that Mamba splash onto the rope with Akira after Akira dove over him. I was just like, that's impressive, man. I thought we were getting leaning tower tonight. I really did, but Ace ended up stopping it. And I was just like, you son of a. And then he hits like a spin kick to the head. Then it hits like a Bay hits like an inverted TKO. But dude, the end of this match came. Catch you 2. They missed the sandwich knees, and then Bay ends up hitting ultimate finesse onto both members of Catch 2, and Ace hits the fold on Akira, and then runs and Fosbury flops. TJP's rolled to the outside at this point. Fosbury flops TJ on the floor, and then Bay hits the old finisher of Kushida, the small package driver, and wins this match. Absolutely phenomenal. Bullet Club advances to the final. We're getting Yo Leo versus the Bullet Club. Oh my god. Their first match was phenomenal. I cannot wait to see the rematch, man, in the final, man. I'm super excited.
Yeah, this was a really, really fun one. I can't imagine watching it on 1.5 speed. That must have been a ride for you, sir.
A couple times I had to pause. There's a couple times I had to pause so I could finish my notes before it kept going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bullet Club working very hard at the beginning, especially to isolate Akira from TJP, picking him apart. Very, very smart, very, very intelligent for them to kind of pull away the younger one from the more vet one. But these two really did use this match to pick apart the champions. I think they were kind of not even just trying to get the 2 points and ensure that they continued on in the tournament. I think this was a learning experience for them and a showing experience also that they've studied these two guys. They know exactly what their strengths are and they're going to try to take them down. Um, Unfortunately, I think that this might be something that United Empire needs to start looking at because they can't really study Chris Bay and Ace Austin. They're a new tag team, so they're kind of at a disadvantage here. Whereas
Not technically
Akira
if
and
they
TJP have been tagging for at least a little bit. If you have an NJPW
but so have
app
Ace and Bay.
subscription, you can watch
Ace
their
and Bay
matches.
have been tagging though on Impact. So there is video out there. They've been tagging together since Ace joined the Bullet Club back in was at the end of May, early June there. Since Ace came back from the Best of Super Juniors, him and Bay formed a tag team in Impact. They've been
Okay, but how
wrestling
long
there
have these two been tagging now?
about the same amount of time.
Yeah, but you
They
can find
formed their
more
they
on
formed
these
they
two than
formed
you
their
can on Ace Austin and Bay.
no, actually no, because probably about the same because Bay and Austin were working together pretty regularly in New Japan Strong and in on Impact. So, yeah. So
I
but
don't
yeah,
watch Impact, so
yeah,
you
that
know.
and that's your fault. But you can check out
I
our good friends.
know. There's no
Check out our
fault
good friends
there.
Astor Pizarro and Cody Defoe on their
When they're not
Impact.
fighting with the Impact X Division champion.
Yeah, when they're not doing that, they review Impact every week, so check that out, please. I'm not going to go over the point totals because the two men in the finals, it's Yo Leo and Chris Bay and Ace Austin. That's your final match for December 14th for them. So we're going to move on to the December 11th show, the final tournament matches in the World Tag League, in both tag leagues. It'll be over after this night. It's just the finals. This would have been Aussie Open versus General's Jewel, but as a forfeit, Aussie Open has no control if they're going to the final or not tonight. If both LIJ and TMDK win, they do not make the final. If Bishamon and LIJ both win, the final would end up as a three-way with Aussie Open. So that's sorry, I think I had it reversed when I talked about it earlier, but that's pretty much need a bunch of people to lose to get into the finals or have a three-way in that final. But yeah. First match of the evening, Gabriel Kidd, Alice Coughlin from the LA Dojo taking on Lance Archer and Minoru Suzuki. I had a lot of fun with this match. I really did. Dude, Kidd's wearing jeans and a t-shirt coming out to the ring. All he wants is a brawl with these guys, and they give it to him. Like there was a point where Minoru Suzuki smashing Kidd with a chair, not just not a steel chair, just like a regular chair the fans sit on at ringside. He's smashing Kidd at ringside with the ref standing right there, and the ref's letting it go because obviously Kidd wanted to fight and brawl, and he knows Suzuki likes to fight and brawl, so he's letting it go. I go like I know my according to the rules, but if both men want to do this shit, and if the rest's okay with it at that point, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like if both guys.
What about the child? The child that they used as a weapon at one point.
It's a child. Children are not our future.
Liability in Japan, not our circus, not our monkeys.
Children are not our future. But yeah, definitely not mine. I can tell you that. But dude, absolutely phenomenal match. I'm just gonna get to the finish here. Archer hits the knee on the top rope to the mush of Coughlin. While Suzuki has Gabriel Kidd in a rear naked choke. Archer hits the blackout while Suzuki hits the God-style pile driver. They hit at the same time. Archer gets the 3 on Coughlin, gets the win. Dude, that when he smashed Coughlin with the knee in the face, I was like, oh, Like, dude, like when he runs up a rope and smashes a guy who's on the top with a high knee, absolutely impressive from a guy like Lance Archer.
100%. But Coughlin returning the favor, lariating the bandana off of Lance Archer there. And also, we want to just clear up that the child was dressed like Sonata, so technically he was in gear.
There you go. He was in gear. He deserved to
ready to go.
You show up in gear, you better be ready to wrestle.
Exactly. The last thing I wanted to say is that I this was the one I listened to in Japanese commentary instead of English. There was a cackle. I don't know who did it. I'm going to assume it was the poor Mr. Milano who has been victimized by Archer, since it was Archer getting hurt in this moment. But there was a moment when Kid nailed Archer. When he set him up for a suplex with when Coughlin was trying to suplex Archer wasn't going, and Kid ended up coming in with that shot that ended up getting Archer over. The cackle that came through the audio of Japanese commentary.
Yeah, I heard that.
Hilarious. Warmed my little heart. But this was just a wrecking show. This was. I don't think this was meant to be a match. This was a straight up brawl. This was a street fight.
Very much so. Oh, very, very much so. But yeah, I absolutely thought it was a great fun match.
Oh yes, so fun.
Guys. But we move on to the next match. It's Bebop Tag Team Toru Yano and Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on the United Empires, Aaron Nari and Great Khan. Both these teams are mathematically eliminated. I don't think I'm going to get too far into this one. Khan with those, as I'm calling them, the goat chops. I absolutely love him. When it's that yell he does. It sounds like a goat, and he's doing the chops. So I'm calling him a goat chop, and then he sits on Yano's head. Yano's just like, he's just Yano's just so like he hates it. Like he just hates this. He just wants out so bad. It was just so much fun to watch, man. Dude. In the end, the United Empire. My words don't work for me tonight. I've been up.
It's been a long day for you, sir.
I'm tired. The United Empire hit the double boot to Tana, and they hit the Imperial drop onto Yano, and they get the win. And again, great showing for both these teams in this tournament. And I'm sad for Yano and Tanahashi getting screwed by House of Torture out of having a chance at the finals. But yeah.
Only thing I want to say about this match is Hinari got a new haircut, and I really like it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Looks really sharp.
Yeah, I had a great time watching this. Doesn't lead into the finals, so we're gonna give a little quick over on this one. So we're moving on to the semi-main event of the evening. It is Los Ingobernables Japón, Sonata and Naito taking on the House of Torture, Yujiro and Evil. House of Torture eliminated. If LIJ wins, they're going to the finals no matter what. Yeah, it's a battle of the ex-partners in this one. Evil and Sonata, ex-tag partners, but then also Naito and Yujiro, ex-partners. So,
and technically, Evil betrayed Naito when he left LIJ.
And then Naito betrayed Yujiro at one point, so maybe it's just come up.
Was it Naito betraying Yujiro? I thought it was Yujiro betraying Naito.
I don't remember. I thought it was.
There's a lot of betrayals. Don't trust anyone in Japan.
I definitely don't trust Naito. That's for sure. But. All right, but honestly, this is again one of those ones where it's so much LIJ shit. They do the Abe-san spot.
LIJ shit.
Oh, sorry. House of Torture shit. I apologize. I do apologize. That was a slip. I apologize on that one. Yeah, there was 2 Abe-san spots in this. Come on, leave him alone. Like you don't have to do this. Like I'll admit this. Evil hasn't done an Abe spot in a few matches. So the fact that is my biggest complaint for a long time, he's doing an Abe-san spot in every match or whoever the ring bell person was, because there were some other more random ones in there. He was doing it every match, but I'm glad that he slowed it down a little bit at least, because man, Abe's can't be taking pumps every single night, man. Like Jesus. But yeah, this was it honestly was a good match for the first half, I would say. And then it kind of breaks down towards the end. There was a great spot where Sonata ended up biting the hand of Yujiro when Yujiro was going for a fisherman buster. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. But then Sonata gets the skull end on Yujiro. Lights go out. Comes back on. Ref's gone. Togo and Evil are there in the ring. Naito's down. Sho comes in with his jacket on, and he was the guy that turned the lights off. And it's just more crap. Naito and Sonata did fight back a good bit. But in the end, Yujiro tries to cane Sonata, but he stops him. The ref then takes it from Sonata, and the ref turns his back. Sonata catches a low blow, and then so he gets distracted by Yujiro's low blow attempt. And this is where Evil runs in and low blows Sonata and hits it. Everything is evil. And then he gets everything is evil on a Naito. Yujiro hits Big Juice onto Sonata. And House of Torture gain another 2 goddamn points. This made me very unhappy. The fact that these guys have gotten 6 points in the back end of this tournament. I was very unhappy with this. But this result officially puts Aussie Open into the finals because they're already at 14 points. No other team has gained 14 points for us, so whoever wins the next match goes to the finals with Aussie Open. And Aussie Open they came out to ringside when the other members of United Emperor were leaving. They came out, shook their hands, and then they went to ringside. Been sitting there through the entire match, and they're very happy at the end of this, because the rest, as the ring announcer was reading it off, they were very happy with this result. So yeah, very much. What are your thoughts on this farce of, or the match was good up to a point, and then it just fell apart. Like after the lights out, it just fell apart for me.
Yeah, I will say the one good thing that I saw was Evil getting tied up in the Paradise Lock. You call it the wishbone, I call it the split nuts. Doing the split nuts on Yujiro, I was just like, yeah, put that in your Tokyo pipe and smoke it, sir. The only thing I want to add to this, as I'm doing my Bushi pose here, I've said it before and I understand the honor or something behind it, but like, how many 4-on-2 battles, beatdowns do we need to see before somebody will remember that they're on somebody else's team and come down and stop this House of Torture shenanigans?
My biggest question was, where was Bushi? Again, where was Bushi? Where was Titan? Where was Shingo? Where was Hiromu? Like, they had the numbers to outnumber House of Torture. Where the fuck were they? Like, I've gotten it with a couple other people who like are part of like Hontai and shit like that, or Chaos. I can see Chaos guys not running. I can see Hontai guys not running out. But when it's LIJ, who are essentially a brotherhood,
you can see not backing.
Yeah, it's because like, okay, but just listen to me here. Like, LIJ is a brotherhood, like more than the other ones are like team. But I've always looked at LIJ in their group as like these, like almost like a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like these guys are like super close. Where like like Hontai's Hontai, it's there. Maybe Chaos is a little closer, but I feel like I look at any team other than maybe United Empire. This is one of the only other teams I look at the same way as LIJ, as they like are like a true unit. They're a true like brotherhood. They you know what I mean? And that's what bothered me more than anything, why these guys didn't come out. Like look at Aussie Open. They came out to help unite, to help Hanare and Okan when they were getting attacked by House of Torture. That's a brotherhood. That's a team that cares. But LIJ doesn't. That's what really got me in this one.
Yeah, it's all in bold. I literally wrote the whole thing in caps. Why bother being in a brotherhood thing if you don't help your brothers?
I agree with that.
Why bother? What? Don't say it. Don't say it's a family. Don't say it's a brotherhood. You're a faction. You're a group of people who are there for each other's mutual benefit when it is for your own benefit.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
That's all it is.
So that means the United Empire is a better faction than LIJ.
I will not say that now.
But everything
You
you
will
just
not
said,
make me say that when I'm wearing an LIJ shirt, sir.
I'm technically right here.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that. No.
I know in your heart you know I'm right, but we'll move
You
on.
can find if you can navigate my black heart, sir.
I can see it in your eyes, lady. But we move on to the main event of the evening. I absolutely love this. Again, one of my favorite tag teams at TMDK. I've not been a huge fan of Bishamon. They're not one of my favorite teams, but this match was really good. Goto hip tossing again. That hip again, they do the hip toss onto he hip tops Yoshi and the Nicholls. They do the warm drums to Haste back. It's just like it's their thing. They hip tosses Yoshi on one guy, and then they get up and they war drum the other. It's just I hate the war drums itself, but it's that hip toss that he tosses Yoshi on him. I love that he hip tosses Yoshi onto people. I love that. There was a great spot. Yoshi stopping the Tower of Doom, causing Nicholls to literally powerbomb Haste into the mat. And I was just like, what the dude. And then Yoshi hits like a flip neck breaker off the top. And dude, absolutely phenomenal. Haste, like when Haste does like a suplex and almost like a release like Falcon Arrow. Like how Moxley will just lift the guy up and then just let him go and kind of like walk, and he lands on his back. Haste does it in a way where he kind of like drops him in front of him. He sits down with it, but he like the guy's like coming down independently on his back, but it was after a suplex and like it's like a release suplex, but like he brings him down almost Falcon Arrow style. It's like a release Falcon Arrow suplex. I really like that. I really do. End of this match though, sadly, Yoshi-Hashi got the super kick, and they got the super kick Yoshi-Hiroshi. Nicholls fought out of Shoto, but then they managed to hit him with Shoto, and Bishamon gets the win. I'm a little disappointed. Again, I wanted TMDK. I wanted another TMDK versus Aussie Open. I wanted that as finals, and in my heart of hearts, I wanted TMDK to win and be facing FTR at January 4th. That's all I wanted, but hopefully Aussie Open can dispatch of Bishamon and be the people that take and we get a rematch of an amazing match from the October 1st Royal Quest show. Go watch it if you haven't. That match is absolutely amazing. What are your thoughts on this match, Mel?
I felt that the pace at the beginning of this match, Yoshi-Hashi and Haste, was a little bit slower than I expected, but I liked it because it showed off a different side of both men that I hadn't really seen up until this point. Goto and Nicholls, I felt when they were in their fighting, they were fighting for dominance and power. Something I noticed with Nicholls, I don't know if he's like a little Irish in that Australian or something. He goes 0 to 1,000 on the anger scale like that.
I think that's just the Australian in him.
What's that?
I think that's just the Australian in him.
I mean, the Australians that I have personally known have been military, have not been like that. So I don't know. Maybe they're just not in the military. But like, he just seems to be he's very hot. He gets very heated very quickly. But that's good because that's how quickly a match starts, right? So at least if he's in your corner, he's got your back and he's ready to go. That being said, though, it baffles me that he was ever a part of Chaos and actually teaming with Yoshi-Hashi and Goto. But I felt that they worked really, really well in this match together. The sliding lariat by Nicholls in this match was just unreal. I think he hit it on Goto. Absolutely,
I think so, yeah.
Unreal. And it was fast and it was hard. It looked to me rougher than Tomohiro Ishii. And that's saying something because that man hits hard. But yeah, that was all I had for this one. And aside from the confrontation by Aussie Open and Bishamon afterwards, these guys are excited to get into it. And
I'm excited.
Confident.
I'm excited to see Aussie Open win this. I really am. That's what I'm calling. I'm calling it.
We shall see.
So we are going to quickly preview through here. We're going to give you a quick rundown of all the matches that are coming for the December 14th show. It's Kosa Fujita and Ryohei Oiwa taking on. Is it Ryohei Oiwa? I'm not saying that right. Ryohei Oiwa. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Ryohei
Oiwa taking on the team of the Sauce Hearts, Alex Zayne and El Lindaman. I think that's gonna be a really fun opening match for this for the night. That's gonna be your opener. I think that's gonna be a great time.
Gonna be a great experience for those guys.
And then you have TMDK taking on the Knights of Time. I cannot wait to see Kevin Knight mix it up with the heavyweights in this one. I'm really excited for this one. Who's again
the bigger jumping bean, Knight or Haste?
Oh, it's Knight. It's Knight. Knight has the biggest jump in this company. There's no argument here. Your third match of the evening is so the LA Dojo Boys teaming up with Flying Tiger taking on the United Empire. Again, absolutely looking forward to seeing like the juniors crossing with the heavyweights here. Again, this looks like a very, very good match. And then there's this one that I'm reluctantly going to watch mainly for Suzuki and Archer and Kanemaru and Douki, who I'm really liking those four. I'm going to reluctantly watch it for them, but dude, and the fact that we're going to review it on the show on Friday, dude, more House of Torture, and it just makes me sad.
I have two things and two reasons why I'm going to watch this match. The first one being, I want to see how the four men on the top row kick the ever-living snot out of the freaking guys in the second. But two, I want to see Minoru Suzuki beat the holy heckin' Christ out of Evil. I really want to see that.
I want to see him beat the holy heckin' Christ out of Show.
I mean, realistically, any one of those guys on the top row could do that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to reluctantly watch this, but I'm going to watch it. It's going to be there. Then another tag match from the night. You have Bebop Tag Team teaming up Wild Tips take on the LIJ. I think this is actually going to be a really good match. Like the crossover in this is I think actually going to be absolutely phenomenal.
It'll be fire.
Yeah, there you go. And then you have 6-man tag. You have Master Wado, Tamatonga, and Kazuchika Okada taking on the Bullet Club's Gato, Taiji Ishimori, and the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Jay White, baby. The man who will not be losing his title on January 4th.
I think I'm pulling Jay White on that one.
And then here you have the match that Mel's looking forward to least, and not because
it got into it so quickly there, yeah.
Yeah, and not because of either of the men that are in this match. I think the main reason she's not going to like this match is for the guy that's going to be on the outside, Doc Gallows. Yeah, but
so long as he knows his role, shuts his mouth, and just stands there and lets Carl Anderson take care of business, he's going to be fine. Because there's no reason he shouldn't. He knows that Carl Anderson is the more competent person in the ring. There should be no reason why he needs to get involved. There should be no reason.
You got Hikuleo taking on the current never openweight champion, Carl Anderson, and I think his only second defense since he won it in June. I think it might be his first. It might be his first. No, he defended it on that October show, didn't he? So yeah, and so this is only his second defense since he won it in June, and due to information that leaked, he might end up going to Wrestle Kingdom. Ugh. But to move on, we are going. The final two matches of the night will be Yo Leo taking on the Bullet Club's Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Winner will face off against Catch 2-2 at Wrestle Kingdom for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. What's your pick of this one, Mel?
I'm reluctantly going with Yo and Leo. Not because I want them to, but because I think for Wrestle Kingdom, for thinking about who's going to be facing the IWGP Junior Champions in TJP and Francesco Akira, I feel that the match quality would go to Yo and Leo. I feel that Ace and Bay are a really good tag team. They've been doing really, really well together. And I feel like they're in the finals, obviously. They're doing very well together. I just don't feel that the show at Wrestle Kingdom would be the same level if it was them instead of Yo and Leo. So my pick in this one is Yo and Leo. Are you going for
I'm
the
gonna
same?
pick with you on that one. I think as much as I was thinking about it's gonna be Ace Austin Bay, but I see it being Leo and Yo because I think they've gotten such a good push throughout this tournament that it's and they don't want Bay and Austin had a great push for this tournament too. But I just think these guys are American. The part of it is they're both American based. They're both like Impact guys. They're probably going to be heading back to do tapings with Impact. So I just see Leo and Yo. Everything just points towards. I think it's Leo and Yo.
We'd like to keep the IWG belts on maybe in Japan for a little bit. We've kind of been missing our world ones.
Leo's going to be hopping back and forth, so it's still that issue. But I think just
if he can do that, because Yo will be here. As long as there's a representation of them, I'm happy.
And then our main event of the evening, it is Bishamon taking on Aussie Open. Winner faces FTR at January 4th. I'm making my pick right now. It's Aussie Open, and then they're going to beat FTR on January 4th to keep the titles in Japan. Because I think
I'm not going to dispute that. Because I love Goto. I mean, I've already been singing his praises since we started doing these reviews, but I just don't feel that it's Bishamon time. I think it's time for the United Empire to make a push in NJPW and subsequently the rest of the world. So I'm with you on this one. I think that Aussie Open is probably going to take it. And I would love to see Aussie Open take it from FTR because, again, I would like to see the belts back and being defended a little bit more in Japan.
And I think Aussie Open's going to be more of a regular team in New Japan going forward. I think they're going to be there most tours, if not all of them, most tours. So for FTRs, they have set foot in Japan once since they won the titles, and they won the titles in America. So yeah. So as we come to an end, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Rogue Energy. You can scan the QR code down in the bottom right corner there. And you've got a website, you can use the code OLEPODS for 10% off your order, or go to rogueenergy.com, same thing, 10% off your order. I want to thank our friends at our local Semifinals podcast for just partnering with us and being awesome teammates, doing a great job over there. And yeah, thank you so much for running. You can check them out on Twitch at twitch.tv/OLEPod. Or no, sorry. No, I'm blanking on the name.
I think you're right. Yeah, OLEPods.
No. It is on Twitch at our local establishment, on Instagram at OLE Podcast. I almost messed that up. Again, very tired. It's very late tonight, and I've been up for a long time.
Understandable, sir. And
then you can check, and then if you check out our good friend Mike the Ref over at Backburger Video, simulcast all our stuff. You can check him out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. And if you are watching him us on Backburger Video, please check us out at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk on YouTube, on Facebook. You can find us everywhere.
And before I get into our handles, I just realized we have not told you guys that if you're wanting to watch New Japan, we will leave a link in the description box below. I always mess up the website, so I will not be saying it. NJPW, I think, -world.com or something like that.
No, Random has the dash. New Japan doesn't. Just NewJapanWorld.com.
Just click the link. It is 920 yen or $10 for me if you're Canadian. Probably a little less if you're American because your dollar rate's better than ours. You lucky little boogers. But Andre, if we're wanting to follow you on social media, where can we find you?
On Twitter at That Canada Guy, Instagram at That Canada Dude, other social medias at That Canada Guy. I'm on Facebook. You can find me over there through our Andre Melball Wrestling Talk Facebook page.
Awesome. And if you're looking to follow a Melball, you can find me on Twitter at Collins Melball. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Melball Collins. That being said, I think we have come to the end of our show here, Andre. I am your Melball. That is your Andre over there. We will see you next time. Adios.